You know that excitement that you get when you're traveling, you just don't sleep the whole night, you wake up extra early with probably 2 hours of sleep running in your system, and you get to the airport extra early. That's what happened to me this morning. I was sitting down with my sandwich 2 hours before my flight, and I was enjoying my life. I was very excited to go back home, and apparently my appetite was very excited too. That's very surprising to me because looking back, I would be surprised looking at myself eating a sandwich at 9 a.m. I was very focused on my physical appearance. That's literally the only thing that mattered to me. I've always determined my value through the way I look. I was putting too much focus on how much weight I've gained and how much my body was changing. That my favorite dresses were getting too tight, but that I couldn't wear a swimsuit next to someone I know because they'll see how much weight I've gained and how ashamed I'll feel. I couldn't show my skin anymore, therefore I can't travel, enjoy my life, eat that slice of pizza, get a boyfriend. I'll do these things when I get skinny. And weirdly, that day never comes around. I don't enjoy my life. I feel worse and worse about myself and always end up binge eating and falling into that same loophole over and over again. My worth was defined by the way I looked. I used to buy clothes that I liked a size smaller than me and put them aside and tell myself I'll wear them when I lose the weight. I didn't feel like I was worth being loved or admired or listened to or cared for because I wasn't happy with the way I looked. I was creating an enemy out of myself. It was always me versus my thoughts. It's crazy how most of us share the same thoughts, the same struggles, and yet somehow we all feel alone. We think no one else understands, or we're too ashamed to open up about it because we're afraid to be judged. We're afraid someone will make us feel bad about ourselves, and so we keep everything bottled up. But that's not the case. I am the living proof that you're not the only one. You're never truly alone in these types of situations. We just get too good at hiding things and thinking we're the only ones. If you know, you know. And I get it, it's hard to talk about these things. It's scary to admit that we feel less than or we're struggling, that we don't like the way we look or how we feel.
I brought my chocolate sauce with me, obviously.
I grew up in a Moroccan household with strict parents, especially my dad, who did not know how to deal with his emotions. My mom was more sensitive, but I guess spending time with my dad made her confused about her emotions, as if she was doing something wrong. So the whole family did not know how to deal with their emotions, and it was kind of a subject of avoidance, and being vulnerable was considered a sign of weakness. Therapy was a no-go at the time because why would you go to a stranger and tell them about your life and personal problems? If you asked me how I dealt with my emotions back then, I would probably have told you something along the lines of stay strong and keep it to yourself. That's what my dad used to tell me. But what if my dad was wrong? What if our parents were wrong? What if the way that they saw the world was shaped by circumstances they couldn't control, by their own struggles, by the way they were raised? What if they never had a choice, never had the chance to see that there could be another way to live, another way to feel? In these moments, I realize how grateful I am to be part of a generation that is more aware. We have access to more resources, the internet, psychology books, therapy, and it's easier now more than ever to seek for help. You just have to push yourself to take the first step, to break free from these old beliefs and rewrite your own story. For so long, I've been caught up in this need to show the world a perfect image of myself. I've worked so hard to make sure no one sees my mistakes, no one sees my flaws. I've drained myself trying to be perfect in order for other people to accept me. I felt as though I had to work hard to earn other people's love. I spent years fighting with my emotions, pushing them away, pretending they didn't exist. But they always came back, stronger, louder, and impossible to ignore.
I am making my ultimate banana bread recipe. It's gonna be so good. Let's go.
It wasn't until I finally sat down with myself, read so many healing books, meditated, and revisited my own thoughts a bajillion times that I started to understand something profound. There was never anything wrong with me.
I'm adding a piece of the banana bread I made earlier.
My emotions were never my enemy. In fact, they were my greatest power, trying to guide me back to myself. And now I'm so grateful that they kept fighting for my well-being, even when I wasn't ready to listen.
I'm having this. Yay!
Cool. Yeah, some of those will be nice.
One of my biggest fears in life is the aspect of time. That I don't have enough time to change, time to evolve, time to do things. And I constantly feel behind. Like everybody else is moving forward, everybody else is working twice as hard, and I'm just here, stuck. Here's some crucial truth that I had to accept. You have time. You have time to learn a new language, to move to a new country, time to change your job, your career, your life. As long as you're alive, you have time. I dream of these yummy pancakes. They were so good. The recipe is on Instagram and TikTok. I linked my Instagram and TikTok in the bio if you want to check it out.
10 out of 10. So good.
Filming this video doesn't mean that I'm fully healed, nor have I fully accepted myself. And I'm sorry to break it down for you, but I'm not here to give you a magic potion to heal yourself as well. Healing is messy. Acceptance isn't about fixing everything or making your life perfect. It's about finding peace with who you are, here and now. It took me 22 years to finally understand something that I wish I had known sooner. This is my grandma's house. I'm gonna get water because I had to go back, get this thing. Yeah, let's go. I'm so much more than a number on a scale, with the fat I carry on my body or the stretch marks on my skin. This body, the one I once felt ashamed of, carries me through life. It lets me go on so many blissful hikes and runs, feel the wind on my face and enjoy quiet moments of peace. I am grateful for every single plant in this place. This body that allows me to hug the people I love, to laugh until my stomach hurts, lets me enjoy delicious, nutritious food. This is a healthy, resilient body, and I am so grateful for it.
واش كديري لينا اليوم؟
ندير لك الخرشه.
ها لالا بغيت نخليك في الذكريات ديالي باش منين نحس براسي بوحديتي نتفرج فيك.
There are days where I don't feel good in my own body. Days when I feel completely overwhelmed. I'm human like everybody else. And on those days I try to focus on the good, to remind myself of the things that I get to be grateful for. And other days I just let myself cry. Sometimes you need to do that too. I am my home for life. This body, this mind, this heart, they're with me forever. And it's only up to me to love and care for them. Acceptance isn't about perfection. It's about being okay with who you are right now. Accepting that you cannot control everything. It's about realizing that all you truly have is this moment. I wouldn't change anything about myself now, because then it wouldn't be me. But it wasn't always this way. I used to hide parts of who I was. I hated showing my Moroccan side, speaking Arabic, embracing my roots. I wanted so badly to fit in a mold that wasn't mine. And I didn't have the best relationship with my family. I think a lot of people can relate to that. And I envied my friends' parents who showed them affection and love. I used to wonder why mine couldn't do the same. But moving away taught me something. Those little conversations, those little moments are what mattered. That's when I finally understood that my family had their own way of showing me love. Even if it didn't look like the way I expected, I had to embrace it and accept it just as it is. Now I'm proud of where I come from. I love my people and my culture. My family isn't perfect, but neither am I, and that's okay. You've learned to accept each other, flaws and all. I've also learned to accept the real me. One who loves staying home in cozy pajamas, skipping makeup, and just being. Acceptance isn't about loving the good parts. It's about embracing the messy, imperfect, and complicated parts too. Whether it's about your body, your identity, your family, or yourself, accept it all. That's where you're gonna find your peace.